All right, this is a very different story. Politics over the G20 logo refuses to die down. We're going to bring you more details about it. Right now, we have the Trinamool Congress's Mahua Moitra. She's tweeted out, someone please explain to the BJP that the G20 has a rotational presidency and using the lotus symbol won't ensure a 5-year term. Remember, the G20 is a meeting of 20 of, or rather 19 plus the European Union. A number of countries that come together. These are supposed to be the most economically powerful countries in the world. As you remember, just about a few weeks ago, India took over the presidency for 1 year, as Mahua Moitra is pointing out. And over this 1 year, India will now chair meetings of it. Now, as you can see, that G20 logo has been released, and we'll be bringing you more details, not just about the logo, but also about the politics that's followed it, though we are showing you the logo itself on your screens right now. I do want to first show you what the TMC chief, Mamata Banerjee, had to say. Then we'll go back to what the TMC MP Mahua Moitra has just said. But first, let's take a look at what Mamata Banerjee had to say.
लेकिन ये भी सच है कि कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, हाँ, इट्स फैक्ट दैट कमल हमारा नेशनल फ्लावर भी है. तो जब नेशनल फ्लावर तो इलेक्शन कमीशन एक पार्टी को दे दिए जब, तो वो फ्लावर को यूज नहीं करके और भी नेशनल कितना चीज था. हमारा संभवतः नेशनल टाइगर था पहले, नेशनल चीफ जो चिन्ह था, अभी लायंस बना दिया. पिकॉक भी है, जो नेशनल एम्ब्लेम है, कितना चीज है. ये चीज को देखना चाहिए बिकॉज 20 कंट्रीज, इफ आई डोंट रेज अदर विल रेज, बट इट इज नॉट ए नॉन इशू. It's an important issue, and I think they should think over the matter.
All right, just to bring you a few more details about this entire story, the Congress was one of the first parties to actually react to this entire story. After that, you had the West Bengal Chief Minister. Let's go through all these allegations. The Congress has alleged that the central government used the flower in the G20 logo to promote the BJP. It's a lotus. As you can see, the BJP also uses a lotus in all of their sloganeering, which is why this allegation is coming through from both Mamata Banerjee and senior leaders from across party lines. Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, however, has already responded. He defended the decision by saying the flower is a part of the country's cultural identity. Banerjee had first said, that she'd seen the logo. She refused to comment. After that, after attending meetings, she had then gone forward and she'd said, I can't deny that the national flower is the logo of a political party. There are so many other national symbols that we could have used instead. Pointing out there that even though the argument is being made that yes, this lotus is the national symbol, it has over the last few years come to be associated with the BJP. Mamata Banerjee's point was that it would be hard for anyone to deny that. Let's go over right now to the BJP's spokesperson, Tom Vadakan. He's with us this morning. Tom, thank you for joining us. Tom, before we come over to you, let me just very quickly share with our audiences that Jairam Ramesh has just backed what Mamata Banerjee had to say. He's also backed, I think, what the TMC MP Mahua Moitra has to say. So it seems, Tom, that the opposition is coming together right now to say this one point, that the usage of the lotus when it is so clearly associated with the BJP is questionable. To this, Tom, what does the BJP have to say?
The lotus is the national symbol. We know it is rotational. So is the Olympics. But then there are logos that are made specially for the country that is hosting it. So I think it is very much the Indian identity. A lotus does not belong to the BJP. It is a national symbol. So what are they cribbing about? I mean, this is creating a situation where they criticize every act of the government. I mean, that's not healthy politics, especially with all the foreigners coming into the country. You're cribbing about the logo, I mean, which is okay, you could have objected to it when it was a national symbol. You never reacted to it. Now that it coincides with the symbol of the BJP, you have all, you're crying over the roof. For what?
But Tom,
I mean, this is the time when unity should...
One second, Tom. With national elections, as we can see, just a few years away, and the G20 set to brand India on a global stage in a huge way, it's easy to understand why opposition leaders are so sensitive at this moment to the branding. They're looking out to see whether the branding is branding actually, according to them, for all of India or just for the BJP. Is this the BJP's attempt to showcase what they've done for India, or the BJP's attempt to show India's new stage where India stands for all the opposition parties and the BJP together? I think that's essentially what the opposition is arguing, right?
When this process was on, where was the opposition party? They could have given their opinion. This is not something that was done in a closed room. There could have been suggestions. And when there is no suggestions coming in, on a creative platform, a symbol is created. And you can't question the creator. The point here is, whether it's a lotus or a rose, on creative inputs, when you make a film, you can't question the creative input of the artist or the creator. It has been created. Now this is a symbol of India. It's a national flag. And I think these are small matters which I think they're trying to... do you think internationally, if the lotus becomes famous, that they would internationally vote for the Bharatiya Janata Party? I mean, this is, I think a very strange point. After the event is over, naturally the logo will change. Some new government will take over.
Okay, Tom,
and where they have their...
Tom, before we go over to spokespeople from the other parties, I do want to understand from you, a little while earlier in your answer, you were asserting that this was an open process. Could you tell us more about that? Was it indeed an open process where other political parties could inform? Were public announcements put out by the Ministry of External Affairs, for example?
It is done in transparency. There is a format whenever such events take place. It is announced openly, and there is total transparency on the issue. It is were they sleeping at that juncture? These things are done according to the systems that have been established over the years. It's not something that is done and imposed on anybody. The process is transparent as ever, whether it was the Asiad or whether it was the non-alignment movement. The processes are the same. They are set by the MEA, and the processes that they follow are something that has been transparent for God knows how long.
Okay. All right. Tom Vadakan from the BJP joining us, raising the point, or asking rather, of the opposition, where were they when the logo was being decided, while the opposition, remember, continues to maintain that the lotus has, over the last few decades, come to be associated with the BJP. I'd just like to remind you that this is a controversy that's actually been going on for more than a week now. The controversy started after you had the Prime Minister unveil the logo formally. Let's go over to my colleague Shagata Mukhopadhyay. He's our West Bengal Bureau Chief. He's joining us with more details right now. Shagata, what's interesting is when Mamata Banerjee had made her comments yesterday, I think one of the comments she'd also made was that she would not be making a bigger deal of this on an international stage because she didn't want to hurt India's image outside of the country. A, am I recollecting that correctly? Could you correct me if I am not? And then B, why then are we not seeing other TMC leaders fall in line? Or is that not a diktat that's been given to the entire party?
Well, if you look at the proceedings of the meeting that took place yesterday at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, you will see that the matter of the logo at the for the G20 presidency of India had not even come up, and Mamata Banerjee did not entertain any discussion on that issue at the meeting. So that is where she intends to maintain and draw the line. However, it seems that the Trinamool Congress as a party has taken up a stand of continuing to up the ante as far as the logo controversy is concerned, and that's why we see a follow up of the statement that Mamata Banerjee made yesterday in Kolkata, being followed up by party leaders like Mahua Moitra today, and obviously it's one controversy that the opposition intends to keep alive in the wake of the current political scenario across the country. It seems that it's a dual-pronged strategy that the Trinamool Congress and the other opposition parties are planning to maintain. However, one good aspect of the whole thing is that, like Mamata Banerjee had said, that she would not raise the issue in the international platform. I think that's where she has stuck to. If you look at what transpired at yesterday's meeting, this matter never came up. So that's the the administrative part of it at one side, the politics on the other. So that kind of a two-pronged strategy is being maintained by the opposition parties, including the Trinamool Congress.
Sugata, thank you for those details. It's time right now for a short break. We're heading into it in just a few minutes. You're watching the breaking news, so we'll return with more of the country's top breaking news stories. We'll see you in just a few minutes.